my friend's 900 milligram DPH report. Yo, what's up? It's someone that's someone, and welcome back to today's report. Today's report is coming from Max, writing for his friend Jim. The substance used, diphenhydramine, at a dose of 800 milligrams, the route administration, orally, gender, male, and the setting, in and out of home. Alright, so here we have another diphenhydramine report. This is more so from an outside perspective, which I think we've had a couple times before. Ideally, it would be best to have both sides articulate what happened to get the best picture, but not everyone is always going to be interested in writing out and telling their experience like that. So we get to hear about this experience through Max, which he also took diphenhydramine this night at 800 milligrams. But he did really set his friend up with a really strong dose, and he got the trip of a lifetime out of it, one he never wants to revisit. You'll just see. I'm sure you'll enjoy this one, so without further ado, let's dive right into this. Just want to say, man, I love your channel and reports. Keep it up, it's very entertaining. I hope you are successful with your channel and it grows. Much love. So my friend, let's call him Jim for privacy reasons, took 900 milligrams of DPH at my house. They were assured sleep pills from Dollar Tree, which is where I got my DXM in my other report because it's so close to my house. He took 36 of them, which equals to 900 milligrams, after not eating anything all day. We were in my room and I washed him down all of them, and then after, he left. I FaceTimed him to see how it affected him. After an hour, he said he felt nothing but relaxation and no hallucinations. After another 30 minutes, he told me he saw a shadow of a tree on his ceiling, but that's the only thing he saw. After another hour, there were still no noticeable effects for him. He seemed disappointed and said it's not working. I told him just wait a while. I had a lot of experience with Benadryl, and I knew it would have kicked in soon because of the amount he took, but I was surprised how long it took to kick in for him. He took it at 8 p.m., and it was now 10:30 p.m. He said he didn't feel anything, although I did notice his eyes darting around more than usual, and he was listening to music and stopped and was just sitting there, not doing anything. He hung up FaceTime because he had to use the bathroom and said he would call me back, but he never did. After a while, I called him back, and I knew immediately when he answered something was different, and he was definitely fucked up. I noticed he would talk to someone who wasn't there and then mumble, and then I'd say something, and he would immediately cut me off and say, "What did you say?" in a very low and slurred tone. This happened multiple times over and over, and I would notice him staring in the direction of his closet. After a while, he just got up, left the room, and I didn't see him come back. At this time, the DPH I took a while ago was starting to kick in. I took 800 milligrams about an hour ago from this point. After that, I didn't talk to him, but I do remember, now that I think about it, I was talking to him, but my phone was dead. I remember it dying while watching a YouTube video after I hung up. As the DPH started peaking, I kept talking to him on FaceTime when my phone was dead, and this happened over and over. In the morning, I checked my calls, and there were no calls after I hung up. I know this because the DPH had not fully kicked in when I hung up and my phone died. In the morning, I texted my friend to see what happened, and he didn't reply until the afternoon. The only thing that he said back was, "Never again." I said, "What do you mean?" And I called him, and he told me about what happened. He said that he left his house at 4:30 a.m., came back at 5 a.m., and couldn't get inside his house. His mom had to let him in, and she thought he was on meth because of his dilated pupils. He told me he had no memory of leaving, and he only found out in the morning after his mom showed him the security footage of him leaving. He explained to his mom he had taken DPH, and she didn't believe him until she looked up what it can do. He also told me that he was seeing shadow people spiraling around on his wall, and was seeing people walking around his room and in his closet. He said he was seeing his close friends in his room, and then got paranoid because he thought his mom would find out his friends are over without permission. He also said he was seeing spiders on his wall and saw the face of one of his closest friends peeking out from the closet. He said that his computer monitor turned a very strange shade of green, and he heard his mom calling him, and then he went to the door, only to find out that no one was there. One of the most interesting parts of his experience was that he went to make an egg sandwich, and he remembers carrying a plate with the sandwich into his room, only to find out that the plate never had a sandwich on it, and it was a hallucination. He also found a banana on his windowsill that he has no memory of. He is traumatized about looking in the mirror. He said this was the scariest part about his trip. He looked in the mirror and his eyes were completely black. It was terrifying to him and he started freaking out. Other than that, he doesn't remember most of the trip and decided he does not like DPH. This trip made him stop doing any drug other than weed and completely changed his mindset.